See the shadow on the wall. How could it be standing tall? Guess the shape, that's the frame. Play this fun little game. Who's that figure in the dark? Mystery leaves a mark. Outline tells a hidden truth. Who is hiding in the proof? Silhouettes in the night, guessing the mystery right. Who is it I'm gonna find? Guess the shadow on my mind. Could it be a friend or foe, standing there in shadows glow? Is it someone that I knew? Silhouette shows just a clue. Tracing lines with my eyes, shake that holds a sweet surprise. Guess again, try to see who's this shadow gonna be. In the dark where lights don't reach, silhouettes they start to teach. Every curve and every line, gonna crack this case just fine. Oh! Silhouettes in the night, guessing the mystery right. Who is it I'm gonna find? Guess the shadow on my mind. Could it be a friend or foe, standing there in shadows glow? Is it someone that I knew? Silhouette shows just a clue. Tracing lines with my eyes, shake the holds a sweet surprise. Guess again, try to see who's this shadow gonna be. In the dark where lights don't reach, silhouettes they start to teach. Every curve and every line, gonna crack this case just fine. Oh! Is it I'm gonna find? Get the shadow on my mind.
Hello, people. Welcome to the Silhouette game. Glad to have everybody here. What is
Well, not everybody.
okay? For some reason, your thing is not showing up. See, nothing wants to show up.
Uh-oh. That's not good. Hey, there it is.
Yeah, it's off a little, but it's all right. We don't want it seen in there. Okay. Anyways, yes.
Right.
Welcome, everybody. As usual, your host, Rick Piper, am here, and my faithful sidekick, Alpha, is here.
Oh, hi. I'm happy to be here. Let's all look at some silhouettes and try to figure out what it is.
Yes, and of course, today we have 90's video game characters again. And of
Yep,
course,
it's a very
not,
popular topic.
and of course, we did visit this topic during season one, and none of the season one's characters are in this. Maybe there's characters from the games that we went from, but or maybe not. I don't. Well, I know when I don't. I can't. I don't. I think there might be, but I can't say for sure. I just or from more from the franchises, possibly. Like Mario franchise, Sonic franchise, Donkey Kong
Yeah,
franchise, all that sort of thing. But
that's fair.
I'm trying not to duplicate the characters. I went and got a whole bunch of things. Um, we could visit this again this season, or we could save some more till next season. We still have a whole bunch of other eras, for decades that we can do for the same thing that we did last season. You know, to me it's been pretty smooth this season. We're on episode 9, and
Wow.
it hasn't been
I'm happy.
it's really been hard coming up with the things. Next week, I think I'm gonna get together with Metal, but I think we're gonna be doing manga slash anime characters.
Cool.
All of
Have we done
which,
that before?
um, I'm not sure. We might have did something similar in season one. I'm not quite sure. Why so quiet? What do you mean? Am I
Who,
quiet?
me?
No, I guess my. Is that better, Fitzchozo? Every time I come into this, my mic either it's too loud, it's too low. So it's like I have to adjust it every single time.
Oh,
I don't know why.
is it going to
It's,
be anime
uh,
from a certain time period or in general?
I'm not sure yet. I'll discuss that with Metal. I probably could do anime manga from certain decades. Um, Maybe I'll do the 90's. Like there's a whole lot out there. Oh yes, and Alpha, I did see your comment saying you got the package. Awesome. Whoa, why are you yelling? Better. Something is wrong with your audio rec. We can hear Alpha. Yeah, it was just low. Like I was just saying, if you heard it, my volume. The last time I was on, you guys had me put it down because it was too loud. This time I start and it's too low, so now I had to put it up.
Does that mean I'm too loud?
Then again, the video game characters of the 2010s are all 90's. Well, no, not all. There are some, I think, unique ones to each decade. Um, Sometimes there is overlap. Sometimes, Mario gets a new game in the 2010. So at that point, he is fair game to put in the 2010 or whatever. But yeah, we do have 3 people here that's playing, so we can start even before that 15-minute mark. So Tim is like, enough yakking, let's go. So, do you think these guys are ready for 90's video game characters part 2?
Yeah, I think that they're the right age to know some of these.
Do you think you're ready? Since you've seen none of these.
Uh, the sooner the better.
Actually,
Just dive in.
before I start, I'll just actually go over the leaderboard. Outcast, of course, wasn't here last week, so he didn't get any points, but he's still up to 156. Joshua's here, got a few points. I think 21 gained on him. Fitzchozo got a few, and closed the gap a little bit. Not much. Well, actually, the gap widened between those because Joshua got a whole bunch more points. But Tim got a few more points than Fitzchozo and is closing the gap a little bit. So,
Oh,
depending on
hang
how
in there.
things go tonight, maybe Tim can close the gap some more between him and Fitzchozo. So, anyways, on with round 1. Time to fight. Okay, maybe not fight. Time to guess. Now,
Hmm.
do you think you know who this character is?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you like 100% sure?
Uh, this is like another 90-10 situation.
90-10?
Yeah, 90% sure with a 10% chance of failure.
It's not a 1% chance of failure?
Oh no, that would be 99% sure with a 1% chance of failure.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm going for, asking. Okay, we're just
What?
waiting
That'd
for
be like one out of 100.
Yeah, oh, well, we do have a guest from Timothy coming in first, and Outcast and Fitzchozo. They are all saying the same character. They are saying Yoshi. Do you believe they are correct?
That's a really good guess. That's a really good guess.
Would that be
It's worth a
your guess?
shot.
Would that be your guess?
Yeah, that absolutely. That would be my guess too.
You know
Final
what?
answer.
Yeah. Well, you know what, everybody? You're right. It is Yoshi. And it's even green one. From, of course, Super Mario World.
All right. First appearance.
Okay, so we have Tim in first place. Good job, Tim. Then Outcast. Then his Chozo.
Cool. Everybody got points.
So here we go. So everybody gobbled up that round. See whether they can gobble up round 2. Begin. Now,
Interesting.
do you think you know who this character might be?
Yes. I'm just surprised to see them on this. Him or her. They, them.
It. I'm trying.
It.
We have a guest from Outcast, and then Tim. They are both saying Michelangelo. I believe they mean from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in a Half Shell, Turtle Power. And Fitzchozo's coming in with Bucky O'Hare. Who do you think it is? Do you think this is Bucky O'Hare? Or do you believe this is Michelangelo?
Well, I think that this is Michelangelo because I remember this since I'm a pixel artist and I know my sprites, and I believe this is his select portrait from Turtles in Time. So this is a really broad, like anything that had a video game in the 90s.
Yeah. Well, I think the other thing
So
might get. Well, I'm gonna say right now, not Fitzchozo. Unfortunately, Tim is right. You are way wrong. Actually, yes, Bucky O'Hare is in the same universe, but I think
no,
he's. Is he? He isn't.
nope. It's Bucky O'Hare was created by the guy who write Larry Hama. Yeah, he was created by Larry Hama.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a different comic.
Okay, but of course, Outcast and Tim are right. The thing that I would have thought is the nunchuck giving it away for Michelangelo. Of course, he thought the whatchamacallit here, from the mask, were
The end of
ears,
his
rabbit
mask.
ears.
Yeah,
Most
but the
likely.
nunchucks, I mean, nunchaku didn't have a chain. It just gave the illusion. They spin it so fast you can't see it. So that I can understand how, that could be
But
confused.
but you are exactly right where I got this from. Turtles in Time, the portrait that they had for all 4 characters in the selection.
Yep, I know my pixel art.
So you were right on. So
Cowabunga.
now the question is, did those guys out there know exactly which game? You got the right game, everything. Of course,
Yeah, I love Ninja.
they had a few video games. This one, of course, was in the arcade, and then eventually it came to consoles. So, Tim says, I'm thinking Yosaki Jimbo. Yeah, I knew about him, but I know he was in it, but I was thinking that maybe they had another rabbit in it, and that was Bucky O'Hare, because I know the name Bucky O'Hare as well. So
Uh-huh.
I just forgot. I wasn't quite sure where he was from, what universe or whatever offhand. So looks like people got their pizza this time. They stole their pizza from Mikey. He's not going to be happy though. Mikey likes his pizza. But see whether
He
they
likes
can.
it.
Yeah.
He really
Let's.
likes it.
Yeah. Yeah. Give it to Mikey. See whether he'll eat it. Anyways, we're
Yeah,
on to
he'll eat
round
anything.
3. Let's see whether we can clobber some Foot Clan into giving us the answers here. Now, any idea who this might be?
Yes, I have an idea.
Jim was saying, go, 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 go. Of course, he's a couple seconds behind. We've already gone. Ooh, Tim getting in there just ahead of Outcast with saying Doc Ock. They both say just Doc Ock. Fitzchozo says Dr. Octopus as well. Basically, it is the same character, just a different way of saying it. Do you believe they are correct?
Yeah, that looks like Dr. Otto Octavius.
Well, it certainly wasn't a stretch for anybody with those arms.
He needs to wear the suit again.
So, yes, everybody was correct on that thing. Tim gets first place again. Then Outcast. Then it's Chozo. Evil glare out at Coast, says Tim. What evil glare? You won, Tim. You got it just before him. So, let's see whether people can grasp round 4 with those tentacles. Now, do you have a slight idea who this might be?
Uh, hmm. Um, I I have an idea, but I'm not sure. I'm kind of thinking this is fan art.
This is actually supposed to be a sprite from the game, from what I get.
Okay.
We do,
Hmm.
we do,
Hmm.
we do have a couple of well, everybody in the chat has put out their idea who they think this is. So, without saying that, with you not being so sure, what are you thinking who this is?
I'm well. I it it reminds me of a character, but it looks like the character in another character's game's art style, so it's throwing me off. But that's
Okay.
the silhouette. I may be. Uh, and then the hand. Uh, anyway, what's everybody saying?
Come on, you say it first. Say what you think first.
What has everyone answered
Yeah,
already?
yeah, yeah.
All right. It looks like Link from um Legend of Zelda. I forgot what the subtitle is for the Super Nintendo one.
Well, everybody is saying Link as well, and you would be correct. You had the right Link. It's from the Ocarina of Time.
Oh, yeah, I've never seen that sprite before.
Or supposed to be. Like I said, it's supposed to be. Unfortunately, it's probably, like I got the sprites and I got like all the sprites for that game on one sheet. It was like really small. I made it super huge. So it ends up, unfortunately, when you do that, it ends up, I'll say, distorting it a tiny bit. I was hoping it would
Mm.
still be, people would know it. And I'm pretty sure the sword and the shield shape, although is what got it for people. So Tim gets 2 first place in a row. Yay for Tim. And then we got Outcast, and then it's Chozo.
Oh, yeah, that game was released. I don't know. But but well, I guess the sprite doesn't have to be from the game. It just needs to be a game from the 90s. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
well,
Ocarina of Time, you know.
yeah, well, that was in the 90s.
Yeah, but it was a 3D game for the Nintendo 64. So this is fan art, but it doesn't matter. It
Well,
could be anything. You know, it's all
yeah,
about guessing what it is.
yeah. Well, I can show you where I got it from the image. Uh,
But nobody says that the art has to be from the game. It just has to be of the characters. So
yeah, I
that's
try.
me overthinking stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure it's from the game as best as I can. Because sometimes, I can't because, like, this is what I took it from, this sheet here, and then I, zoomed in. Oh, it's Young
But yeah,
Link. That Young
well, the
Link.
goal is to guess the character. You know, it doesn't have to be from the game.
Oh, it's also Young Link. Boom.
Well, Young Link wasn't Ocarina of Time. I'm pretty sure. I've never actually played the game. I didn't have a Nintendo 64 growing up.
I thought it was GameCube, or maybe it was 64. I'm not sure. I didn't either.
No, GameCube is from the 2000s.
Oh, okay. Okay, so let's see whether people can link in on this one. Round 5.
Aha.
That sounds like you think you know who it is.
Yep.
Tim's like, boom, he may go all the way. Round 5.
That's a good one. Why didn't you think of that?
Well, I think the round 5 is just to get us on to round 5. He just go all the way.
Yep, this is a lesser known video game character nowadays.
Yeah, Gus says next. Then Tim comes up with Gecko. Yeah, I'll accept that. His name is actually Gex, but it's from Gecko.
What? Everyone answered? That was the answer?
Yeah, well, and I should have asked whether you think that's who it was.
Yeah, I think it's Gex. The gecko. Gex. He's not going to sell you car insurance.
Oh, he. Maybe I got it wrong. Maybe Tim doesn't.
Huh? I thought everyone had answered already.
Yeah, no, what I mean. Tim wrote Gecko, right? And then after Fitzgerald answers and Outcast answer, they just say Gex. And Tim says, damn it, I think I don't place in round 5. I spoke too soon.
Oh,
So he was
he must have
going with the gecko from the car commercials as
Geico.
well. Geico as well.
I don't even think they had that as a mascot. They had cavemen or something back.
So yeah, it is Gex. Metals here, he says, this is crazier than a party at Mel Blanc's house. So I say I was gonna give Tim points for that, but because Tim opened his mouth, if you will, and made me
Exposed himself.
expose himself, and he's making me think he did not mean Gex by saying gecko. No, I thought the character was called Gecko or Gecko. Okay, so
No, you have to name the character.
yeah, so Fitzjoseph gets first place then that time. And then Outcast and no points for Tim.
Thanks for being honest.
Yeah, I don't think he's like, what? Boo, boo, damn
What? Family show.
it. He didn't realize. Oh, that's so funny. Mendel says, my favorite level in Gex is when Gex becomes Godzilla and destroys the city. Cool, yeah. So, uh, yeah. Okay. Okay, so that is round 5. So round 5. Tim says, I blame myself for being honest. Well, that round was a bit sticky for Tim. Hopefully, the next round is not as sticky for him.
Ooh. Interesting. Interesting. I have an idea of who this could be.
Okay, it'll be interesting to see after everybody, of course, in the chat answers. Tim has answered first, followed by Outcast. And then, of course, Fitz shows up. So, what is your idea?
Well, looking at this, I think it could be one of two characters. It could either be the Cool Spot, because the Cool Spot had a video game in the 90s, or it could be Pac-Man from Pac-Man 2.
Wouldn't he be in Pac-Man 1 as well? Or is Pac-Man 1 in the 80s? I forget. But
Yep, Pac-Man 1 is during the Pac-Man fever phase in the 80s. But I
so,
have a feeling this is Pac-Man from Pac-Man 2.
well, everybody seems to be packing the punch because it is Pac-Man. So Tim says he's back in the game, baby. So Tim is getting first place again. And then we have Outcast, followed by Fitzchozo. Well, it seems Tim is gaining some ground tonight on Fitzchozo. I'm
Oh,
not sure whether
yeah.
I'm not sure whether he'll pass him this week, because Fitzchozo, of course, is here and getting points himself. So, but I think he's closing the gap a little.
Yeah, they're side by side in the leaderboard.
Well,
And Tim's gotten first place most of these.
yeah. Well, Fitzchozo, of course, is like about 24 points ahead of him. So, you know, it is what it is. He says it looks like Pac-Man is throwing up. I think he's about to fall over or whatever. But anyways, let's pack up round 6 and unpack round 7.
Hmm.
So, any ideas on who this might be?
Uh, I have ideas, but I don't know for sure.
Tim comes up with a guess, and then Outcast follows him. I'm not sure whether Outcast was copying, and then Fitzchozo has it. So, who do you think this is? Any ideas? Who might you say?
Uh,
The
this,
Sprint
this,
aficionado?
I don't, I really don't know. I don't know, but it reminds me of a Mega Man character. I just
Any?
don't know who.
So you don't know? You don't have any idea which particular one it might remind you of?
No, I just noticed big feet.
Tim says if it's a Mega Man bad guy, the names are not creative. Well, actually, in Mega Man X, they're a little bit more creative. But yeah, I would tend to agree. But Tim,
I don't know what it is.
Outcast, and Fitzchozo all say Drill Man. And of course, that is from they're drilling in the right direction because it is Drill Man from Mega Man. Mega Man 2 or 3, I forget which one. So,
2 or 3? What?
or maybe
You
it's 3 or
sure?
4. Maybe 3 or 4. I'm not sure. Minimum of right around 3, anyways.
Yeah, I think 3 came out in 90. The first Mega Man was released in 87. The second was after that. No, Crash Man was in Mega Man 2, he had drills on his hands. That's what was confusing me. I was like, is that Crash Man? It can't be Crash Man. He's from the 80s. So I guess it is Mega Man
3.
3 or up, I guess. Yep, maybe 3.
So Tim, Outcast, and then Fizz. Yeah. Tim is doing real good tonight, getting a bunch of first place. It looks like Tim is gonna take it tonight. So let's undrill. Well, not can you undrill something? I don't know. But now that we've
No?
drilled round 7, maybe let's see what happens when we drill into round 8.
Oh boy. I don't know what. Well, I have a guess, but I'm pretty sure I'd be wrong, probably.
Uh, Metal says most Mega Man games are cool in Japanese because they are English names, but they become lame in English. Fitzchozo saying Toad. Tim is saying Toad. And we're just waiting, of course, for Outcast to make a guess. People have to remember we are getting up there in the numbers.
Looks like an ink blot test. Put ink on the paper and fold it, and then you unfold it.
And Tim is cursing Fitzchozo for getting the answer in first and possibly taking first place away from him for this round.
So, has everyone answered yet?
No, we're still waiting on Outcast to make a guess.
Round 8.
Yeah. Tim is saying, "Bah." Are you still here, Outcast? Are you just trying to think, trying to do quick little research on who this character might be?
That's what I would do. But I don't want to open a bunch of windows and slow down my computer.
Yeah, well, you know what? I went from 90 to 99 and there are a heaven of a lot of games in the 90s.
Yeah, they didn't have big turnaround times. It would take about 6 months to a year to make a game. Now it takes about 4 years. That's why most of the games are remakes. It's easier to do remakes than it is to make a full new game.
Outcast says, give me a second. That's not Toad.
What? You don't know that. He hasn't revealed who it is yet.
Well, in his mind, it's not Toad. So, he could be correct and he could be wrong, too. I'm not saying which still, he actually puts it a guess. Ocad says, or Tim says to Ocast, that was my best guess!
Is he Australian?
No. Yeah, I take it you mean Tim, right? Or Outcast. Neither is
That just sounded
Australian.
like, that just sounded like Australian. My best guess.
Tim is saying 30-second countdown. Yeah, I
Oh
probably
wow!
should.
Here comes the pressure.
No, Tim's telling me to hush. You do realize I have power, right? Tim says, oi. Okay, so here is the countdown. It doesn't want to count down.
Oh, it's on his side. Time is frozen.
He says, curse you, can an outcast says he's throwing in the towel.
What? Oh no! That's a shame. You're gonna lose points.
He says, I'm throwing in the towel, but it's not Toad. Any thoughts on your end who this might be?
Yeah, I've got I have a guess. Well, you've got to remember there were a lot of video game systems in the 90s, and I'm thinking this is a character from the TurboGrafx-16 named Bonk from Bonk's Adventures.
Well, you know what, Alpha? You really bonked it on the nose.
Yep.
Because Toad, Outcast was right. It's not Toad.
See, you got to remember the TurboGrafx-16.
And Tim says, I have a thought. Outcast might be right. Yes, he was right. It is not Toad. But Alpha had it, bonked it on the nose, bonked it on the head. He was bonking everything with his head. And yeah, you're right. TurboGrafx-16.
I knew it.
Tim kicks a can and says, bah. So there we go. Round 8 got no points from anybody.
That's a shame. They should play more video games.
Well, we'll see whether they can have their revenge, unlike maybe not in round 9, but because Bonk got his revenge in his second game, which I believe was from. So yes, we're on round 9. Can you bonk it on the head this time? This is probably an easy one.
Probably.
Metal says TG16 kind of blew through. It lasted a couple years. Tim says the Metal promoted the hell out of Bonk, though.
Really? He did?
So who do you? We have all our answers from the chat. Do you know who this is?
Well, unless Flipper the dolphin had a game, I believe it is Echo the dolphin.
And you are echoing the right sentiments because oh crap! I did it on the
No,
wrong.
that's Echo.
No. What I mean is, I accidentally when I went to do this one, I put the silhouette over the thing. Well, on the same layer, so I silhouetted the actual image. But this is Echo. Everybody is correct. So I can't show Echo or the colored image. So Fitzchozo got first place there with for Echo the Dolphin. He said just Echo, which I know. And Tim spelled dolphin wrong, but I know he said Echo the the doll pin. So he got second place.
Well, English is a weird language.
And then Outcast just said Echo as well. So Echo, he got third.
Good work, Fizz. You're pretty young, so I didn't know if you knew about this character.
Yeah, I did. I wasn't sure, 90s, but he's not doing too bad. So yeah, that was Echo the Dolphin. So let's see whether they can echo the right answer in round 10.
Oh. Uh,
Oh, and Tim is telling you to shush for some reason.
who, me? What did I do?
And Fitzgerald says, I played Echo on emulator once. Oh, okay. I played a lot of old games on emulators as a child. Tim was saying damn for some reason.
Whoa. Strong words, strong words. Calm down, sir.
So, any thoughts on who this might be?
I have a guess, but I'm not sure because I never played the games growing up.
We do have a guess so far in the chat. We have Fitzchozo guessing Ryu. So we're just waiting on
Why
Tim
me?
and Outcast. And he says Ryu from Ninja Gaiden, however you pronounce it. To be specific, well, you could have just said Ryu, whether it's Street
Well,
Fighter
there's
or
a lot of
whatever
them,
game.
though.
Yeah. Yeah, but guess what? If he says Ryu, it doesn't matter what game it's from, he could mean Street Fighter
Well,
and, it's actually from a different one. He's, you know, he still gets it because he said the right name.
yeah.
I don't know whether he meant some other game or whatever, but Tim says not Ryu, he has a sword. Well, maybe the Ryu in Ninja Gaiden has a sword, Tim. But Outcast says Prince of Persia, and then Tim echoes the sentiment of Prince of Persia. Is that who you would say it is? Would you say it's Ryu from Ninja Gaiden? Or would you say it's some other
I
character altogether?
I would say it was a totally different character altogether because I'm a weirdo who just likes taking big swings when everybody says one thing. I was like, no. Instead of thinking that's some kind of scimitar in his hand, I'm thinking it's a machete. And I look at the cuff of the pants, and they look kind of torn, and he's pretty big. So I think that it's Rick Tyler from Splatterhouse.
Well, you want to know something? You splattered their things, their imaginations, because that's true. It's Rick Tyler from uh, thing from Splatterhouse 3. You were
Wow,
correct.
cool.
Cool.
I saw everyone saying Prince of Persia, and I was getting kind of scared.
And Tim is trying to correct me on how to say it. Gavian and Gaivian. Anyways, nobody got points for round 10.
That's a shame. Needs to play more Sega.
So,
Genesis.
yeah. Tim,
Mega
Metal
Drive.
says, Tim says, no! And, Metal says, a certified classic. And, well, I would say, those guys certainly made it a Splatterhouse for round 10. Hopefully, it won't be a Splatterhouse in, thing, because they all got killed in round 10. Hopefully, round
Ooh.
10 won't be as bad.
Wow.
Tim says,
I'm stuck.
Tim says, "What are you, Alpha? My good friend Brandon from Brandon White from high school."
No, I'm
Anyways,
not.
what were you gonna say before I interrupted you?
I'm just trying to figure out who this could be. Golly. Um.
You just wondering.
Oh. Okay. It might be that character. No, wait. No, that can't be it. That's 2000s, ain't it?
Oh, Tim says he
Eh.
played a lot of Sega. A lot of people played a lot of Sega.
Oh, well, I didn't play that much Sega. I won my.
Sega.
I had to save up for a Sega because I won a one of those lifesaver. You remember the lifesaver candy contests
No, I'm not
where the
even sure
inside
what.
wrapper would. Well, they had a contest for Sonic 3,
Yeah.
and if you got the correct wrapper, um, you could win the game for free.
Ah, cool. Now, did you
So I
buy more?
cheated.
Did you buy more lifesavers than it would
No,
have cost
I
for the
didn't. That's
game?
the thing. I didn't buy it. I did not buy the lifesavers candy.
No.
What I did, well, I did once I saw a winner. That's what I did. I would go through all the lifesavers candy, push out the foil, read it, and stick them back in. And then I found one. I was like, I won. I won. I was like, Mom, buy this. We'll get a free video game. So I cheated, but I did not contaminate any candy. I did not take the product out of the store. So,
You could contaminate it still being in the store. You took it out of its wrapper.
no, it was in the wrapper. I just took it out of the outer sleeve.
Well,
So I just pushed the foil out, read it, and then stuck it back in.
oh, they had it on the outside of the foil wrapper.
Yep,
Well, that was pretty dumb. They should have done it on the inside. Tim says he
I know.
played the Super NES. Well, I played Atari, ColecoVision, NES, then Super NES.
What's a NES?
So we got nobody guessing for this round. Is anybody gonna guess for this round?
Looks pretty tough.
Tim finally said Wario.
I honestly don't know who it is. Then I had an idea who it could be. but then it wasn't who I thought it was.
Okay. It's Chozo, Okash, you guys gonna guess?
Ooh, nah, that's probably not right. Oh well, it's called guessing, right?
Yeah. Well, at this point, it's probably called guessing. The first few rounds are usually, it's not really a guess. It's most likely you knew the answer, but, you know, sometimes it can get a little confusing.
Yeah, I'll take a guess if when everybody's done, but it'll for sure be a guess. Because I don't recognize the silhouette.
Okay. Fitzchozo is saying Alex Kidd.
Ooh, that's a good guess.
Tim says, I think Fizz is most likely to win this round.
Yeah, he's played emulators. Mm. Any more guesses?
Let me see. I was just looking up something. Outcast says Ash Williams. Uh, okay, well, I'm just gonna. I know the character by one particular name. I'm just confirming whether another name could be right.
Ooh,
Oh
oh
no,
wait,
no, it's not that
maybe.
character.
No?
Okay, so everybody has guessed. Who are your ideas? Who were your ideas?
Uh, my my first thought was I think it was Athena from the game Athena,
Okay.
and then it was Bionic Commando. But yeah, like I said, I have no idea.
Well, I wonder where you guys get your knowledge because it ain't from video games. It says Wonder Boy from Wonder Boy and Monster Land.
Oh, see, I never played that.
So who won, Tim? Nobody. Because he said reveal and then he said, I'm dying to see who won. See, what I was checking there wasn't 100% sure whether it was ever revealed this guy's real name. And I was looking up whether Alex Kidd was possibly his real name. And I thought Fitzchozo might have been right, but unfortunately he was not. But as he said, he was close, and Tim wants everybody to boo me.
What? That's not
Did
close.
so? I wonder whether anybody will get round 12. Here we go. Fitzchozo says Alex Kidd and Wonder Boy are similar. Yeah, I believe they are. That's why when he said Alex Kidd, I thought maybe that was Wonder Boy's real name, but I went and Looked it up quick to make sure one way or another, and it wasn't. So, anyways, Alpha, any thoughts on this character?
No. I have no thoughts. I am thoughtless.
Tim says, "What are you doing? Who? What is who doing? Me, Alpha, Fitzchozo, Outcast."
We're playing the silhouette game. You should too. It's fun.
Well, he is technically. He's just he's having a hard time getting these last few. Well, we are in the last five. They're supposed to be harder than the first five. This really tests your video game your knowledge of the characters. Nah, I'll pass. Says Metal about playing. That's Metal never. He comes and enjoys it and never plays. I think sometimes he puts some interesting facts in after guesses are made and it's revealed who it is or whatever, or put some facts in about the guesses that are made. Fitz says he's throwing in the towel for this round.
I have an idea of the game the character's from. I'm just trying to narrow things down to what the name is.
Tim says he is throwing in the towel as well. What about you, Outcast? Are you throwing in the towel for this round? Metal says, I'm making hot dogs. Well, if somebody could actually get the game that this is from, I might give it to him too.
Oh, okay. I could do that probably. Maybe.
uh, Tim says, notice not a single MK, I believe he means Mortal Kombat character. Hey, we're not finished yet, Tim, so there could be in the next 3. I'm not saying there is, but I'm saying there could be. And I did do a Mortal Kombat character in the first 90's character one. So. It's Outcast. Are you making a guess? Are you throwing in the towel? What? You know what? Oh yeah, Tim said about Final Fantasy. So you know what? I'm gonna put on the counter. Here we go. You got the counter time, Outcast. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Oh, we don't need that time. Outcast says Dark Watch. And before we reveal who it is, Alpha?
Hello? Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Hi. You kind of roboted out for me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So everybody's made their guess. So who are you thinking this might be?
Well, it could be several characters, like with big hats and everything. So I'm thinking it's a character from the Capcom version of Dungeons and Dragons. And I'm trying to figure out a name for that character because they have different versions of the character. There's like two different skins and stuff you can pick from, and I'm just not sure.
Yeah.
I think it's a
Well,
character from Shadow over Mysteria.
guess what?
I think it's the magic
The,
user.
well, there's no magic in your guess because you would be
Oh,
wrong too, just like everybody in the
darn it.
chat.
Oh man.
This
What is it?
is
What is it?
Elta from Magician Lord on Neo Geo, the main character that you
Golly,
play.
I was looking in the wrong place. I never owned a Neo Geo. They cost $500 in the 90s.
I never owned one
So
either.
that would mean
I
that
played it a little bit, but
that'd be like $1,000-something in today's money. They're so expensive, and the games cost $200 each.
yeah. Well, I played it a couple times in the arcade, and then there was
Yeah,
a.
that's the best option.
Tim is booing me again because I got him. You know, like these rounds are supposed to be hard. I'm
You got me
testing.
too. Boo. I did all that research and I was wrong. All that typing. I was looking in the wrong place.
Uh, Middle says no one owned a Neo Geo. I think I knew a couple people who did. Anyways, there was no magic to be found in round 12.
Yeah, everybody had that rich kid. Their dad bought them everything.
So
Yeah, I
let's
got
see
my
whether.
my USA flag over there next to my Neo Geo, my arcade cabinet, and my pool table, my
Let's see.
trampoline, my dirt bike.
Let's see if there's any magic in round 13. And Upcast, can we just play the poor man's version of the Silver game? Hey, it was in the arcade too, so.
What number is this?
Round 13.
13. That's a really difficult one.
And Tim goes boo and says, I can boo. It's a free country. Then Metal says, that's okay. Tim would boo a turtle for losing a race. And Tim goes, boo, turtle. And then he says, boo again. And then says, Balrock.
What? Is that your final answer?
No, I'm. Not, he only gets one guess, and that's his guess.
Then it is his final guess. You have answered for the first time, for the last time.
Now, all I have to say
The
to
other-
Tim, Fitzchozo answers and says Little Mac.
Ooh,
Now, do you
that's a guess.
Do you have any thoughts who it might be?
Yeah, I do.
I
I
knew
could
you meant
tell from the
Balrock.
silhouette.
I knew you meant Balrock from Street Fighter. What were we saying, Fitzchozo? Sorry, not Fitzchozo. Alf.
Ah, you did it again. You were doing that all yesterday too, and I was in text. I'm actually here talking to you.
Oh.
But yeah, I have I have an idea. It's 70% chance of getting it with a 30% chance of error.
Okay, so again, we're just waiting on Outcast to make a guess. You gotta let me know if you're even just thinking, Outcast. Let me know what's going on. I'm not in suspense.
Typing furiously.
Yeah. Too many games. No.
Yep. I think this is
Well, we're still
one of
waiting.
two characters.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, I was
but I'm
just
leaning
gonna.
towards one.
Okay, says I'm going to go with Raphael. I think he means from the Ninja Turtles. Um, but I have to say to him, I wouldn't. I don't usually try not to do two things from the same franchise in something like this, unless he means some other
Ooh.
thing. Tim, Balrog from Street Fighter. That'd be just too easy for this round. And I think Little Mac is from like maybe Punch Out or something like that, a boxing game. So
Yeah,
I'm
Little
telling
Max
you,
from Punch Out.
I'm gonna say all those automatically are wrong, but we'll get Alpha, 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 Alpha.
No, boo! Boo this man! Boo! He did it again.
I corrected myself before I
Boo.
could fully do it. So, Alpha,
Okay,
who are the
okay.
characters that you're thinking this might be? Which one were you leaning to more?
All right. So my first guess was, hey, is this Sonic Blast Man? And I was like, no, Sonic Blast Man has boxing gloves. And I was like, okay. So the topic is 90s video games. And this channel's about, it's cross comics. And what better character would it be than a 90s cool comic book creator who got put into a video game? So I'm thinking this is Sketch Turner from the video game classic Comic Zone.
You are
Because I think I see a ponytail.
1000% correct. It is Ken
See?
Turner.
All right. See? This is cross comics. You got to remember where you are. And who's more 90s cool than Sketch Turner?
Tim says
It's
Alpha
basically,
finally gets it, and I think he means about booing me. And then he goes, boo.
oh, it's basically Cool World, but, it's like instead of a guy being pulled into his cartoon, he gets pulled into his comic book and he has to escape.
Yeah, I went pat, like I didn't exactly remember. I remember the game once I saw it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta see whether I can put that character in. Tim says Comic Zone. I forgot it existed. That
Yeah,
existed.
it's a super tough game.
Yeah, I played it a few times. Metal says Comic Zone is a work of art.
Like it's a great idea and it looks great, but when you try to play it, it's like, this game is hard. I can't do anything.
Tim says to Metal, it was fun to play. So nobody was in the zone for round 13. Will they be in the zone for round 14?
Maybe. Possibly.
Do you
Round
think
14 is like right next to 15, so it's the second hardest round of the whole game.
or should be anyways?
Yep, definitely should be.
Now, do you think you know who this character is?
I think I know who the character is. I just don't know what game.
Fitzchosa said I had a really tough time with that game too. We got a guess from Tim. We got a guess from Outcast. So I'm just waiting for Fitzchoso. Fitzchoso says it's definitely not the two characters that those guys are saying.
What?
Tim said Elmo. Outcast said Elmo. Fitzchoso says it's definitely not Elmo. And Tim says, "Come on, Fizz, you're kidding me."
Hmm. Interesting.
So we're still waiting on a guess from Fitzjoseph. Tim's like, "Who could this possibly be?" Well, I think he possibly thinks it's a different character altogether. Maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong. We'll find out whether when he either A, throws in the towel, or makes a guess at another different character. And then we find out what Alpha is thinking.
Oh, I'm always thinking.
Oh, he meant who could it possibly be? Tim says, "Wait a minute." Why a minute? You know what? I think probably about time for that counter.
A minute? No, you get 30 seconds.
And Tim's like, "Oh no, about something." Okay, rounds up. Sorry, Fitzjoseph. So Alpha, who are you thinking this is?
I'm thinking it's Elmo.
Well, you want to know something? Somebody is definitely wrong, and it is Fitzjoseph,
Oh, man.
because this is Elmo. It is Elmo. I thought I'd try and fool people thinking that he wouldn't have had a video game and it wouldn't be him, and putting him this late. I thought it would be a nice trick. It backfired on me. Well, 2/3. 1/3 got it. It fell for my trick. Yes, from Elmo in Grouchland.
Wow,
In the
you
middle of the
subverted
night.
expectations. It was so obvious that it couldn't be obvious. Genius.
But I did, thanks to Fitzchisel, I think Tim was second guessing his answer. So, uh,
It worked once. Worked on one person.
because like you said, he says, "Oh, thank God." And the "oh no," that he was thinking that. Fitzgerald says, "That's the tallest Elmo I've ever seen." Well, it depends on what, you don't have no background to compare him to see how tall he's supposed to be. So background sometimes makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody should be a grouch about that round. But let's see how many grouches we'll have after round 15. So, any
Oh boy.
clues at all? Any thoughts? Any hints of who you think this might be?
Um. Uh. y- There's like the first thought, and then it's like the more I look at it, I say maybe that's not it. But the first thought's pretty solid. But now I'm thinking the second thought.
Well, people are guessing. I gotta make a quick pit stop, so I'll be back in like 30 seconds. So try and keep people
Uh,
company.
okay,
Tim
just
calls
make sure you
me
wash your hands.
yeah. Tim says you pixelate it. Beep.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Those are fighting words. It's a friendly game. You don't have to resort to that, you know. I'm still trying to figure out who this could be. Just for fun. I think I know, but I'm not sure. No, I guess I'm wrong. Wait. No, wait. Guess I never played that game. But it could be it. That could be the answer. No, this is the last round. It's probably something really obscure. It's from the 90's. Um, okay, let's try that. Well, I've gotta see what the other sprites look like, and that would probably well, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Um,
Okay, I'm back. We got a guess by Tim saying Simon Belmont. Metal says friendliest got Tim nowhere. Tim says to Metal I am competitive. And are you there, Alpha, or did you take a wash and break too?
oh, no, I can't go that fast. I need to calm down first, or nothing will come out.
Ah,
That's why I can't go in public places. I feel like everybody's looking at me, especially when I'm the only person in the bathroom, and then all of a sudden somebody walks all the way up to the stall right next to me, and I'm like, why?
right next.
Trying to keep me company? Yeah, just there's like a whole wall of them. Why are you so close?
Yeah. Usually guys tend to space themselves apart. You know, there could be two urinals next to or each other, and the person really has to go. But they'll wait till one further away is there, unless there's only two.
Yep. It's like, get away from me.
Uh, Metal says, I prefer to be imperative. And then Tim says, to each their own. So, Outcast and Fitzchozo, making any guesses? And then Tim says, Alpha, what do you want from me? Well, actually, I think he's quoting you. You speaking. What do you
What do
want
you
from
want
me?
from me? That's Tyrese. Please, what more do you want from me?
Fitzchozo is saying snake. And then, of course, we're just waiting now on Outcast. Outcast says, give me a second. There, second. It's passed. Oh. Bum 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 bum. You know what? Outcast, I'll give you a second. I'll give you 30 of them. Done.
Oh boy, that's so that's so mean.
What? Yes, for a second, I'm giving him 30 of them. Well, it's like down to like 17 now, but. do, 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 do.
Ooh.
Well, he says I'm
Okay, I think
guessing
I.
Solid Snake. So. Okay,
Dun, dun,
so
dun,
we
dun,
have
dun.
all our guesses in. We have Tim with Simon Belmont. We have Fitzchosa with Snake, and Outcast with Solid Snake. So what were your thoughts upon seeing this? What were who were you thinking at first? And you said you changed your mind a couple times.
Yeah, at first I was like, "Oh, is that the lead from ActRaiser?" And I was like, "No, probably not." And then I started thinking, I was like, "Maybe it's Richter Belmont from Castlevania X," but I don't even think that's right. But yeah, let's go with that. Who is this?
This is not who anybody guessed. This is Turok from the Game Boy. I guess Color, or when they made it Color in the 90's.
Oh
There was an
man,
extra title to it, Turok something or whatever. I forget what.
I was wrong too. Did Turok inspire Canadian Shield?
No, not to my
Oh man,
knowledge. Not that I can remember.
like you walked past N64 and you were like, "Hey, who's that?" And it's like, "Oh, that's Turok, Dinosaur Hunter. He's Native American." It's like, Native American. Wow,
Actually,
we need more Native American heroes.
I think I played Turok games in the 80's in arcades first.
Wow, I didn't go to a lot of arcades. Native
Low.
Canadian.
Tim's trying to say low effort, boo. What do you mean low
What? This
effort?
was 15. 15 is supposed to be difficult. Everybody should miss number 15. Otherwise, Cross isn't doing good enough on his choices.
Fitzchosa was
Would it?
saying Turok was a comic character first.
Yep. I think Valiant.
No, I did
Was it
not know
Valiant?
that. Metal says, gotta read that old Turok comic. And Outcast says, I have a Turok comic. Turok was never in the arcades. Well, there was one similar to him then that was in the arcades in the 80's. Because I remember playing it.
Custer's Revenge? I don't know.
Let's see.
And that concludes the silhouette game. Let's round up those wins.
Okay.
Who won this silhouette game?
Uh, I thought there was an arcade. I've got to find out what that arcade game was then. Uh, no. Tim says, so what place am I in now? Well, let's see. We add up the scores. Tonight you got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 number one places. So that's 18 plus 1 number 2, or at least one, no, 2 number 2s. That doesn't sound good. So that's 22. Um, 22 points, so that puts you 56. That would say you're 2 points below, but Fitzgerald, he did get Outcast was Turok game was in the Game Boy. Yeah, Metal says Turkey was done by, or Turok was done by Western Publishing and Dell Comics long before Valiant was a thing. But Valiant did something later on. My phone wants Turok to be Turkey, apparently. Okay, anyways, Fitzchozo's got 1, 2, two number threes, so that's 6. And then 10, so he's up to 68. You are still in fourth place. Tim, but you did close the gap significantly. You are, instead of 24 points away, you are 14 points away from Fitzchozo.
Whoa, neck and neck.
Joshua's not here, so Fitzchozo is closing the gap between him and Joshua. And Outcast, of course, was here, so he he expanded his lead in number 1 some more. So
All the way up there.
so that is quite that's good. Like I said, Metal sometime this week. You know what? Let's stick with the 90s, and we're going to do next week 90s manga / anime. And it could, Metal, would it be better just to stick when it was released in the US or in Japan?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, since you're in North America, it's North American release. Do that. Actually, that makes it trickier though. Go with the Japanese. Yeah, that's what most people reference. Because it gets all weird when you're going by when people read it over here. Even searching for the date makes it weird.
Yeah, and he's saying we can do original release. So he says, okay, so stuff that manga and anime, we'll say both, was originally released in the 90s for next week. I got to get together with Metal sometime this week, maybe sometime Saturday, if it might be good for him.
Right.
So, 90s manga anime originally released. I guess that could be either originally released. I guess that's most likely in Japan, because I doubt any of them were originally released
still
here.
tricky though.
Yeah.
Because it would be because the manga would be first, but then the anime might take a year or two to get made.
Well, so I think some, just like us, some things start off in animation and become comic books.
Not the popular stuff. Just like here, they don't like taking chances that much on unknown stuff. So if you have a like a hit manga, they want to make it into an anime pretty fast usually.
Yeah.
I mean, even Superman, the Superman comic cat, those Fletcher cartoons really fast.
Yeah. But that's because he became popular, fast in the comics. But
Even Popeye. It's like, whoa, we got to make a cartoon out of this.
I'm sure there's a few examples. I can't think of any offhand, but that were an animation first and then got a comic. You know.
I think Trigun.
Uh,
I think Trigun was that way. And
Metal
Cowboy
says
Bebop.
Metal says it goes both ways, but it is mostly comic to animation. Yeah. Oh, that I would totally agree with, and that it's mostly comic to animation. There's lesser animation to comic, but I'm just saying there's a few out there. Not quite as many.
Yeah, it's usually when something's really popular, but they don't want to spend a bunch of money to make a sequel. They just keep it going in the manga
Yeah.
or do
Because
side stories.
although this wouldn't be quite the same, like Smallville, right? Although Superman's been around forever, but Smallville, they ended up making a comic of it as well.
Oh, they did the same thing with Buffy the Vampire Slayer
Yeah,
and Angel and
yeah. Let's see.
what
Metal
else?
says Trigon was a manga first.
Really? But
And Fitzchoso said Odd Taxi went anime to manga. So, anyways, like I said, there's a few out there first. Yeah, the anime was first or whatever. The animation was first. Uh, I'm gonna say anime manga next week. Original release character from one of them.
hmm,
And Buffy Fitzgerald says Buffy has more comics than Blade.
that's true. That is so funny, but it's true.
Yeah.
They care more about Buffy than they do Blade.
Yeah, but he has more she has more comics, but has he been in more comics?
Well, but the thing that's ironic is he's a comic book character first,
Yeah, yeah, I
so
get
you would
that.
think he would have more comics.
Yeah, well, just because they're both vampire hunters. It is
Yeah,
why you're making the comparison, but
but since Blade's in the Marvel universe, if they wanted to, they could ignore that he's a vampire hunter and just have him act like a superhero who just happens to have vampire powers and have him do superhero stuff.
yeah. Metal says we don't have to worry as much in the 90's, though. That era was drastically manga first. Yeah. I'm just saying if you want to include, we can. So I'm just leaving it open when we go to do this.
Would it be shows that ran from the? What if it was a show that started in the '80s and it ran into the '90s? Would that count? Or would it just be when it debuted? Debuted.
Maybe. Well, he said original release, so I think that would count from the 90's, not the 80's going into the 90's.
Okay.
Or then again,
Dubay.
if they were maybe, well, guess if it's a TV series or something like that, you could technically say, or if it's a quote unquote a new movie that came out in the 90's or issues that are going into the 90's, technically it's in the 90's, and the original release of whatever thing, like say it's 899 or issue 899 and it's in the 90's, technically that's a manga in the 90's, right?
Uh, yeah, but it's not the first appearance.
Yeah, but we're not saying first appearance, we're saying characters from manga, characters in the 90s? Or are we saying
Hmm.
mangas that first released in the 90s? Well, I will get that narrowed down. And of course, when I put up the title um, sometime next week, I will make sure. One thing, as yeah, Metal saying, we'll discuss the finer points when we meet up.
Okay.
Metal says might fit in some movies and stuff that were number manga. Yeah, and that's something I was talking about too. You know, like the anime, you know, can be something that was never a manga as well. It could be a manga that was never an anime.
That's a good point.
If a franchise got a new title in the 90s, it can count. Okay, what if it just continued from the 80s? Do you think that could count, Metal?
But what if it was a manga that never changed titles, but the anime changed titles? Ooh.
Yeah. Like he said, we can discuss the finer points when we get to together. And I will, of course, when we start next week's show, something will hopefully be either in the title, saying a little bit about what it is, um, maybe, and then maybe something in the description. I'm not sure. And then, of course, when I get on air, I will make sure everything is specified. And Metal says, nah, only if it is a new title. Okay. Okay, well, anything you would like to promote before we take off, Alpha?
Yes, I would like to promote Chester Busby the Third's silhouette. I mean, oh, wrong show. Ultimate Edition, um, drawn and quartered, which is on right now. And if I had moderator power, I would post links to here from there, but they don't like me. Chester doesn't read my comments. He ignores like all of them.
Chester
I
doesn't
try to
read
say
it.
I try
Chester,
to say inflaming things to get his attention, but that doesn't work either.
Chester doesn't read anybody's comments anymore, I think. Or very seldom.
Yeah, he's too busy talking and trying to be cool. Because he is cool. He's like a jazz man who lives in Japan, who's super smart, who grew up in New England and traveled the world and has a sex mountain in Malta and all that stuff. And he's he's the world's most interesting man, basically.
Oh, Cass is saying you guys have a great night. You too. And yeah, everybody, thanks for stopping by, playing. Hope you've had a great night playing. We will see you hopefully Saturday morning when I am coloring up Snowdrift 2. I know we still got that scene at the bottom and finish coloring, that city, but I think we're going to move on and we'll come back to that later.
But it's too early to color.
It's never too early to color.
Uh-huh. It's Saturday.
Anyways, Metal, we've said before we go, sounds like a Solid Snake impression than Chester, or more like a Solid Snake impression than Chester.
I tried. He's so interesting.
Yes. So thanks everybody, like I said, for watching, participating. It was great having you all here and talking with you. We will hopefully see you Saturday. Hopefully there might be a extra video up in the next couple days of me coloring some of Raul's stuff. So bye for now. God bless. Have a great and wonderful day, night.